Hi everyone, so in this part of Angular e-commerce project tutorial we will learn that how we can populate the update product form while we are updating a product. So let me show you like what we are trying to achieve in that part. So let's say we want to update any product. So while we are clicking on that update icon, we can see a update product form, but this is not pre-filled, that there is no information for a moment, but we want to uh, show the information of product here once we are just loading that page. Why? Because that will help us to easily update the form and easily update the information, right? So for that, first of all we need to get the product id from url, like id2 or id1, whatever product we want to update, we will just get the id of that product. After that we will make a service inside our service file, so that we can call a API on the behalf of this ID and get the product data. And then we will populate our product data in form, and after that we'll check like this is working for all products and information is correct or not. All right, so now let's start with the first point, and I am just jumping on seller update product. So here you can see that this is my component for update product, right? So I want to achieve, or I want to get this id first of all. So what I need to do, I just need a activate route there. So let's create a private property and my, let's say, property name is route. And after putting the colon, if I'm just starting type the activate route, it will automatically suggest, and if I just enter it, it will automatically import it also. And after that, inside ng on init, what I'm going to do, I am just taking a variable with the name of product id, and what should be the type of this, you will automatically find it once we are just getting it, right? So product id is, let's say, this dot route dot snapshot dot params map dot, yeah, this is a bit longer, but we have to get the id from there. So how we just get to know that we have to just put id string there? Why should name or product color and price or only, right? So you know that in routing module we define this parameter name is id. So if I am just let's say I just put in their name, that time I must have to mention their name. That time that's why we just putting their id, because we just mention the id, the parameter name inside the module. Alright, after that, let's say you want to just console it, and let's just simply put there product id, right? And let me just check what we are getting there. So you can see that in our url we have one id and we are getting one. So let's get back to the second also, like we are getting id2 there also. That's perfect. Now in the behalf of that id we want to call a API. So let's go to the services and product service, and let's create a function name. So my function name is, let's say, get product. We are getting only one product, that's why don't put their products, just put their product. So id and the type of the data will be string. Once anything that we are getting from url is basically a string. All right, and after that let's define it, and inside it we have to return this dot http dot get, and we have to put the url that will be similar like the delete. So I am just copy and pasting there, and id is also same. So don't worry, like in delete product we send the id as a number, and now we are sending id as a string. So JSON server will automatically handle this type, so don't worry about that. So after that, what type of data we are getting from this? So we are getting the data to the type of product. So I am just putting there product, right? So like we just when we are getting the product list, that time we use the product array, and now we are getting only single product, so there will be no array, that will be just simple product. All right, the next thing is we have to just call this service function from our component. So now let's just simply put there this dot, okay, we have to just make a property of that service there also, right? So let's provide here private product, and the type will be product service, that is automatically imported. And now let's simply put here this dot product dot get product, and let's pass their ID, right? And after that we can simply use subscribe function, and in subscribe you will get a callback data, and we can just console this data, console.won data. But now you can see that there is an error in ID, because get product is basically taking the data only type of string, and now we are just trying to pass the data. It could be null or string, right? So why this is null? Because let's say we are just trying to get the ID, but ID is not present inside the URL. That's why it could be null. So to just verify it, or you can put a condition, right? Like product ID, if this is not null, and then it will work fine, right? So but still there is an error, so let me check what's wrong with it. Okay, sorry, actually this is not ID, this is product ID, my bad, right? So if again I just want to show you that if you just not putting the condition, it will still give you an error, like string and null cannot be assignable in the type of string. So what I'm just going to put there, I'm just putting there a condition like if product ID is not null, either undefined, then it should work, right? So now let's see what we are getting in the data. So let me just go back to the list. I want to just get the data for first product with the ID 1, and you can see that with ID 1 we are getting this data from API like Samsung M40 and something, right? Everything is perfectly fine. So is it working with the second product also? So if I'm just removing it, going to the second, and now you can see that we are getting data for iPhone 14, perfectly fine. The next thing is we need to do, we want to populate this data in that form. So just take any property inside your class. Let's say product property name is product data. It could be undefined by default, and the data could be type of product, right? Because we are getting the data of type of product in this API. So now just simply put there this dot product data is data. Perfect. And now let's get back to the HTML file. Here to populate this data, just need to do one thing, which is just use their double curly braces, and or you can say that this is interpolation product product data dot name, right? But you know that name could be undefined, because you know that we define the data that type of undefined and the product. So what we can do there, we can simply put their question mark, like if this is defined then it should pre-populate, and now you will find that only name is just showing there, because we just bind the name only for a moment. If I'm just trying to check with the first product, this is still working fine. So now let's just do with this same thing with the other also, like price. Let's put the name of price, and now you will find that we are getting data for 2 input fields. Let's try with the third one also, category, fourth one color, and okay, fifth one let's say description, and last one is image. And here you can see that we can see the old data is pre-populated. So let's try with the another second product also. This is still working fine, right? So that's all for this part, and in next part we will just integrate the API for update product and send this all updated information to that API, and after that our product will be updated. So thank you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you still have any kind of confusion, any question, you can ask me in the comment box. Thank you so much, and if you just learning something and you are finding that tutorial is helpful for you, and if you want to just make some donation, then this is my Paytm number, UPI, and Paytm wallet will work there. Thank you so much.